wood or mud, I'll book it all, because when it dries, it all burns. Hi, welcome back to the Rural Project. Okay, so back here at the land again today, and it's actually a really nice day for a change. Bit of cloud in the sky, but it's going to get up to sort of 22-23 degrees, which will be very nice. I'm here, I'm going to do a load of bucking, but first I thought I'd give you an idea of some of the things we've been getting up to. So as I mentioned, Nathan and I are pushing hard on the firewood this year. You can see we have already sold this one bay. That bay is in the process of being refilled at the moment. So we've sold that one bay already, which is pretty good going, considering it's height of summer here. A couple of trailers there of wood, some of it ready for this whacking with the axe, quicker than putting it through the splitter, and a fair amount of that is actually just ready for stacking. So the problem we're having is we've had a rubbish summer this year. But we've had a lot of rain, a lot of humidity, and a lot of days where the temperature's just not been that high, and that's resulted in a lot of my firewood not drying out properly. So I've got a few things on the go that's causing problems right now with our little cunning plan to take over the world in the firewood industry. So number one, we're behind with all of our booking. So I'm here today doing some booking. Nathan and his friend will be back next week, and they've been doing a little tag team competition on the splitters to try and get everything split down. Second issue is the stuff I'm booking now, which has come from the gully, is extremely wet. And the third issue is the weather, as I've mentioned, not drying this wood out. So normally by now all of my wood is sort of sat in the stores, all dried out perfectly and ready to go. Of this wood store, the end bay has been here the longest, and it's been here all through summer. I stacked that in winter time. Only the top row there, where the sun beats down on the roof and warms it up, only that top row was dry enough. The rest of it, when I split a few pieces, was into that sort of 25 region of moisture content. I usually aim for below 22, really aiming for 20 before I start selling it. So yeah, this stuff all needs a few more months. This wood here looks like it's nice and dry, but that has only been in the wood store about a month, and I split some the other day just to check it, and it was at just over 30% moisture content, which is really strange. And when you look at it, it looks like it's drying out nicely. All the cracking and the checking that's occurring, and on the surface it is dry enough, but inside it's still moist. So yeah, time to give that some more time. So what that means is I need to get myself down to the bottom of Slippery Hill, get the excavator fired up, get the chainsaw fired up, and get some logs booked so that Nathan and his mate can split them and give them time to dry out. What we have done is we've put a hold on the advertising for the firewood, for the bulk firewood. Still selling all the bags, the double split for pizza ovens or for fire pits. We're still selling plenty of that in the smaller bags. But yeah, we're going to put a hold on the normal firewood just for now. Give this wood a couple more months to dry out and see where we're at the end of summer. Right, let's get ourselves down to the bottom of Slippery Hill. As we head down to the bottom of Slippery Hill, I thought I'd just call in at the wood store and give you an idea of some of the stuff we've been up to. I haven't videoed it all because we've got a few people here and didn't want to be on camera. But as you can see, we've got a lot of wood in this wood store. I've kind of stopped putting stuff in there because whilst it's a great wood store and you can get an awful lot in it, the sun comes from that side, so most of this is in the shade until sort of 4 o'clock at night. Gets a good breeze coming up the hill through it, but yeah, it's not the best wood store for drying wood out quickly. What we have been doing, so here for a delivery I had the other day, I had to take some out of this wood store. Now that was all nice and dry. But what I'm also doing is one of those quick wood stores has been put up here, so that means this wood is all in the sun all day. So that should hopefully give me a quick dry of this wood. As you can see, they've stacked it so high. There's a slight slope on there, and this section of the wood pile has fallen over. But that's alright, it's lent up against the other one, so nothing's going to happen. It's not going to go anywhere, it'll continue to dry out. And the kinetic log splitter just sort of sat waiting for Nathan and his mate to come back. next few rounds ready to go. This stuff's all yellow box by the looks of it. Got a bit of all sorts, yellow box and some stringy in there as well, some peppercorn there. Right, let's get down to the bottom of Slippery Hill. Getting down to the bottom of the Slippery Hill. So this area is now all dried out after all the rain we had just a short while ago. The ground's nice and hard again. And today what I'm going to do is work my way through all of these wood piles. So this is now, I've got rid of heaps and heaps of wood, burnt loads. This is now just the stuff that was kind of hanging all of that away, and the wood store, everything that was dragged up from the gully. So this is the rest of it now. There's nothing kind of just on the other side like there was before. It's all been picked, put in a position where I can easily get hold of it. So all of this is going to go under the chainsaw. I have no idea how much of this I'm going to get done today, but before I do anything, I'm going to get the brush cutter out, work my way around some of this area, give it a bit of a brush cut. A little bit paranoid after seeing that snake the other week, so we'll get the excavator moved out of the way, brush cut all around here, and basically just go around the periphery there and just brush cut where I can. Right, back in the excavator, let's get the first couple of logs picked up, put into position, and we'll get the chainsaws into them. As you can see, the mighty cat's really struggling to pick up this log. Boy, it must be super dense firewood, maybe some of the best I've ever had. Or is it? Time will tell, and you will see. Woohoo! It's chainsaw time! So as you can see with that shot on the end of the log, this wood is pretty mushy in the middle, and as you can see when I'm cutting through here, you'll see the chips changing colour. So it's nice solid wood on the outside, but at least half of it through the middle there, it's just mush. Termites have been at it by the looks of things, and yeah, look, I'm going to buck it up anyway, because never let any wood go to waste, but we'll be getting rid of all the middle and just burning the outside. See, I said that log was seriously heavy, and there's absolutely no wonder when you look at the inside. You can see all the damp. There's so much moisture in this log. A lot of mud on the inside. You can see termite mud. The other side is exactly the same. So no wonder this thing's so heavy. 70% water. Right, let's get the next couple of pieces cut off and get into the next one. I'll do a comparison now. So that was the 661 that went through that log, so do a timer on that, and now I'm going to use the 462, do a timer on that, see how long that takes. It'll be interesting to see what the timing is for that. It certainly felt like the 462 struggled once we got into that wet stuff in the middle. Could really feel it bogging down. It's just, yeah, it's a shame I didn't cut all the way through. I was hoping I'd got all the way through there on the first cut, but there we go. We'll see what the comparison is. It'll be interesting. For me, 661 was a winner, but let's see. So when you've got wood, it's wet and rotten in the middle. The outside's still pretty good, and each round on its own weighs far too much to lift. And what you'd normally have to do is start some noodling. Well, if you've got an excavator, just give it a little love squeeze, break it into pieces, and then it can fit on the splitter. And as you break it into pieces, all the crappy stuff in the middle, that all falls to the ground. Oh, it's some ugly wood, this. Fugly wood, as you call it. Right, let's keep going with the 661 while we've got some of this big stuff. There's only a couple more big pieces left, and then we'll have some normal sized wood to start tackling. So I think going through that wood with mud through the middle, I think it's dulled this chain already, and gonna need to do a little bit of a sharpen, so I'll be right back. Okay, quick sharpen, so let's see how this chainsaw does now. Jeez, all this wood I'm cutting now is so wet on the inside. Look at how soaking wet that is. It's going to take months and months and months to dry. I have to make sure we split this stuff down a little bit smaller than we would normally, give it more chance to dry out. But let's get some more sections cut off this. Interesting. I just grabbed hold of this log just to reposition the jaws so I could cut it, and it split in half. And what we've got in here is a load of these big beetles. So that's some sort of what the heck's that? Oh, a larva inside. Looks like a cicada chrysalis. Needless to say, there's all sorts of critters living in all this wet. Okay, now we will get into some better stuff. This feels a lot more solid. Right, let's get the 462 into this. There's no need for the 661, it's 36-inch bar. Although I do have the 25-inch bar for the 661 with me, so I might swap that out as well, so that two saws that I can swap between. Right, let's get this one cut. Let's have a look inside. Pretty certain it's going to be nice and solid, this. let's do a little comparison. I'm just going to get a file out and make the gullet a little bit deeper on this chain. I was looking at it then thinking it's not very deep, not very well defined. I'll make the gullet a bit bigger, and then we'll come back and test this and see how quick it cuts for the next one. Okay, we've got deeper gullets now on the 462, so we'll give this a try. Let's see how much faster it is. Well, didn't feel any faster, but the stopwatch will tell. Only the stopwatch will tell the truth. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take a little bit off the rakers and do the same test again. Okay, so let's go with attempt number 3. So I've got the gullets which have been deepened, and I've been over the rakers and just given one stroke of the file. The chain is sharp, so let's give it another test and see how we go. Tell you what, that felt a heck of a lot faster. You can see what the stopwatch says. But yeah, just for me operating, that felt a heck of a lot quicker. So adjusting the rakers is what seems to have made a massive difference. Just in the gullet, didn't really feel a big difference. Let's see what the stopwatch says. Okay, I'm now going to blast on with this. It's getting very hot, and I need to get some of this stuff done. So I'm going to stick you guys in time lapse. See how much of this stuff I can get booked up this afternoon.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it.
Well, I'm having way too much fun to just spoil this on time lapse. So let's get into these last two logs. Last two logs, and I'm going to call it for today because it's certainly starting to warm up, but it's a shame because I'm absolutely loving this. Big saws, sharp chains, and now I've got through that crappy wood, I'm into some half decent stuff. So let's cut up these last two. And at this point, of course, the GoPro decided to knock off the audio and not record anything. So yeah, let's get a little bit of music and you can see me working at speed.
Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of the world. Flying. Get on.
And that's the damage for the day. All of these logs all booked up to length. Good layer of sawdust all over the floor. These saws have been cutting real well today. It's an absolute pleasure when you get the saws cutting well. It's a pleasure once I'd got rid of all that rubbish wood, got into some solid stuff. You can see some of these are started to split on their own as they've dropped off and booked, where we split down the middle once the log crashed to the floor. Right, plenty of wood for Nathan and his mate to go at. See you next time.